Good morning, everybody. It's Monday, June 15th, starting a brand new week, and a week that's feeling a little brighter than it has been the last bunch of Mondays that we've been together. Feels like we've turned a significant corner and we're starting to come out of this COVID-19 deal. Things are opening up in a big way. I'm very excited about this. It reminds me of that verse, weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. And at the church here, we are just, we're super pumped about the possibility of us getting back together again soon. And we're meeting today. This afternoon, we'll be talking about, how we can strategize and plan that out so that we can get together as quickly and as carefully as possible. Those two words we're going to hold in as close tension as we can, as quick and as careful as we can, so that you will feel safe when we come together and we can figure out how to do this. So be praying for us. We sure appreciate that. Of course, everybody's been affected by this coronavirus, and school systems for sure have been. And today I want to talk to a member of our congregation, Brad Volkman, who is a school board superintendent. And he's got some great learnings that have been challenging and motivating to him, and that he's been using to challenge and motivate others. And I'm real excited to hear what he's got to say. So let's go to him now. Hey, good morning, Brad. How are you this morning?
Good. Thank you. How about yourself?
I'm great. Doing real well. Just trying to keep up with all these changes in our world. And it's a bit of a trick. And you're having to face some of those changes in a big way, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. We've been talking about how we're going to re-enter our students in the fall to all of our schools.
Is your position as superintendent, how big is the area that you're looking over?
18 schools. So we've got Condor, Leslieville, Caroline. That would be closest to Sylvan Lake. And then we work our way to Rocky Mountain House. We've got Caroline in there, if I didn't mention Caroline. And then we head north to Breton and Drayton Valley. So wow. 18 schools, about 4,700 students. So we're actually considered a small rural school division.
Wow, 4,700 students.
Yeah.
And boy, this must have been what a challenge to your leadership these last few months have been, right? I mean, who's prepared for this? Nobody was prepared for this.
No, not at all. We couldn't have, even when we heard it was happening abroad, we just never really thought it could come to Alberta.
Well, Brad, one of the things I love, there's lots of things I like about you. One of them is you are such a positive, optimistic, hopeful person. And how has that been affected during this COVID deal?
Well, I think, when a leader is positive, that gives hope to the people that are working in the division. My leadership team, and then that trickles down to our principals, our teachers, and even the students who are at the other end of the line on those online conversations, those online lessons. That hope filters down. Yeah.
And where do you get your hope drive from?
Oh man, every morning. I often have told people my wellness plan, what I call my wellness strategy, is faith, fitness, and family. Or I guess I go the other way. I say faith, family, fitness, because there really are. It is a priority order, and so my mornings always start the same. I wake up around 5:30. I either go for a jog or a bike ride, and then I spend some time in the Word, praying and reading, and of course, then family is. My wife is my best friend, and supports me and encourages me. So when you have those things, and I've got great kids and grandkids, and when you have those things kind of together, it really helps. Now, it's not perfect. I have my days when I get stressed out, when I get worried, and I start relying then on some of my team members to help lift me back up. But for the most part, I stay optimistic through faith, family, and fitness.
That's great. That's great. And something we can all lean into. And God has been just so faithful to us through this whole thing, right?
Absolutely.
And it's that relationship that becomes the anchor for everything else too. And because we all know our fitness can come and go too, right? Our best laid plans can get blown out of the water by a sprained ankle or a thrown hip or something like that.
Absolutely. At our age, that happens. I'm on the treadmill and all of a sudden I pull my hamstring. Great. Now what do I do?
Right. But Jesus is just so steady through it all. So that's awesome. Yeah. So we were talking a little earlier, and you were mentioning to me about some significant questions you were asking your leadership team and your principals and administration. Let's talk about those three questions for a second.
Yeah, these come from Simon Breakspear. He's an Australian educator, well known internationally, and he talked about how we can't lose the learnings from the past 3 months. As much as we probably haven't enjoyed the last 3 months, it's really interrupted our lives. There's still something to be gleaned from that. And so there's three questions he encourages all organizations to go with their team or with the people that they're leading or the people that they serve. And the first question is, what have we learned in the last 3 months that actually was pretty effective, and we would like to carry it on, even when we go back to what we would call normal, and we can have all the kids back in the classrooms. Are there some things that we learned because we were forced to learn them? The second question is, what are the things that you're really looking forward to get back to reentry? Because that's kind of therapeutic. It's like let's remember what we missed and what we're looking forward to, and that's exciting to think about those things. It's good to have those discussions. And then the third question is one we might not often think of, but I think is critical. And Simon Breakspear says you need to think about the things that you used to do before COVID-19 that you don't want to have sneak back into your life or into your organization again, because he calls it the snapback syndrome. When an organization or when people go through this kind of an event, we're longing to get back to normal, and when we get there, there's this temptation just to snap back into the old habits, and some of those things are good, but some may not be.
Boy, that's great for an organization. That's great kind of questions for an organization. I'm gonna talk with them, with our staff for sure. And but they're also great for individuals, right? Because as a family, same thing. What good things came out of this? And there have been some good things, time together and new habits and new practices. And I've heard people say this, not in this succinctly, but they've said these kind of things. And so, yeah, what have we learned? And then for people to say, you know what, man, I'm just really looking forward to this. I'm just so ready to be back together again with people. And I know I want to hug somebody. I'm not sure how that's going to work out, but
well, that's right.
And then this last one, what don't we want to do different? And I think this is a significant discipleship question, right, in following Jesus, because, we're at a unique opportunity right now to say, what do I want to add back into my life, and what do I not want to add? And so many people before this hit, they were just like, oh, I'm just going like crazy. I have no time. I'm spread thin. Hey, awesome. You have an opportunity to not invite those things back in again and not just snap back to where you were.
Yeah, now they're baking bread and going for walks every day. They never used to do that. Maybe keep doing those things.
Yeah, I think that's so great. That's so good for all of us to think about, and something I definitely want to think about too. Do you have any encouraging word for the church today?
It's just that I'm excited about getting back into a regular Sunday morning service. I'm looking forward to, like everyone else, to sing together and be able to pray together and to hear the word together. So, we're feeling like the province is starting to opening up, and there's some optimism, right? And so that's, I guess, my encouragement. We're looking forward to that.
All right. Well, thank you, Brad. Thanks for taking time. I know you're a busy man, and I sure appreciate being with you today.
No problem. Thanks, Tim. God bless.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Boy, I love that. Hey, the kind of two main things we talked about. One is what's keeping him motivated with his faith, his family, and his fitness. And these are all things that we can be leaning into as well, and finding joy and encouragement through that. And then those three questions. And I hope you're able to ask those three questions of yourself, and of your marriage, and of your family, and of the people you're spending your life with. And those questions of what have we learned? What good things have come out of this difficult time? Because good things do come out of difficult times. I know that. I remember hiking in BC and seeing this rock in the middle of a mountain lake, and out of that rock was growing a flower. I don't know how it does that, how it grows out of a rock, but there it was. And I believe there are flowers growing out of the barren rock of this last few months. So, what have we learned? Then what are we looking forward to when we get back together again? What a fun question to ask. And just hope you can lean into that and enjoy imagining and dreaming about that. What's great about being back together? And then that third very powerful question of what did we used to do that we don't want to do anymore? And we're at a unique crossroads right now to make those conscious decisions, to choose wisely, to choose the good things, to set aside those things that were just, killing us, weighing us down. And I pray for wisdom for all of us. I want wisdom for myself. I want to choose wisely going forward and not just bring back everything. I don't want to just snap back to what I was doing before because not everything I was doing was great, and I want to learn differently. So I'm praying that for you. I'm super proud of you. Hope you have a fantastic week.